We've got Guardiola, we've got 2 more years of Pep. Absolutely wonderful news. Welcome back to another video, guys. That's beautiful, isn't it? Mr. David Ornstein has broken the news that Pep Guardiola has signed a new 2-year deal, extending his stay until 2025. I'm sure the official announcement will come very soon, but this is done. It's absolutely done. It adds up with pretty much everything that everyone's been saying, and it adds up everything that Guardiola's been saying. We fucking got him. We got the best manager in the world until 2025. He's going to do another year after that as well. I almost guarantee you he will get that decade in. But this is absolutely beautiful. Of course, as is OneFootball, if you want to follow OneFootball during the World Cup, all the goals will be in your pocket. And you can keep up to date, of course, with the craziness like this morning's game where Saudi Arabia beat Argentina 2-1 in the World Cup. And of course, all the games coming up today. Help support the channel a little bit. Download the app by clicking the link in the description right now and getting the best football app on the market and the best place to be during the World Cup, of course, as well. And it helps support my channel. Do it. What are you waiting for? It's as beautiful as a Guardiola contract extension. But this is great news. This is wonderful news. I'm very, very happy about it, guys. Really happy about it. Sean saying this is why Haaland came. The players all knew. Now, there's lots of rumours going around that the players didn't know about this, but either way, man, this is good news, isn't it? This is beautiful news. Like, this is the best thing about it is you got to look at the replies to David Ornstein's tweet, and I'll bring him up in a second now. Like, I'll get him up there. Everyone is terrified in the comments. They're terrified in the replies, man. Like, they are. Look at this now. I'll jump over to here for you. Look at this. So there's David Ornstein's article, which I'll go and read in a minute together. And obviously, you know, there's fans very happy, but, you know, there's also fans who are also devastated. A Chelsea fan there, you know, you've got your United fan there reading it. It's just beautiful. They are absolutely devastated. They are fuming. And as Pac-Man said, Klopp's probably fuming too. Look, you know what? They are not happy, and that to me is all that matters. You know, they can pretend they'll get over it, but they're devastated. Hello to the wife and the baby in the chat as well. Thank you very much, Erling Season. It's a passenger fleece, you know. I need it because it's cold in this house. But this is fucking great news, man. Guardiola, the best manager in world football, is going to stay at Man City for at least 9 years. At least 9 years. How incredible is that? 9 years, man. 9 years. Absolutely insane stuff. So here's the article anyway. It's over the Athletic. Guardiola agrees 2-year City contract extension. This is from David Ornstein, Paul Balouse and Sam Lee. The triple threat there. Those 3 guys absolutely are well connected here. And they do understand that this is happening. Get the likes up, by the way. Please do help support the channel. Please do hit the subscribe button and get the likes up. Let's get to 100 likes. We can do it. Anyway, it says Man City manager Pep Guardiola has agreed a 2-year contract extension, committing him to the club in 2025. The deal will be structured as an initial 1-year deal with both club and manager holding an option for a further season. This means either party could choose to end it soon if they wanted to. Fair enough. Same structure as he signed in 2020. His existing deal ran until the end of the season. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping he stays for those times, but I personally think he will do. Guardiola said earlier this month that he considered it unlikely he'll find a better club to manage than Man City, raising expectations that he'd extend a contract due to expire in 2023. He said, would I stay in another place for 7 years? No, I don't think so. It's difficult in another place. It's difficult to find what I hear as manager. Basically, I mean, that's just all background information, but the article itself is what you need to go on there. Easily the longest stay in Pep's career. But it makes you think, what is he going to get out of this, man? Is he going to get Bellingham? Bellingham will be looking at this news and going, I fancy that. I fancy a bit of Manchester City right now under Guardiola. And do you know what? I'm surprised if Gundogan stays as well. Gundogan might stay on now. Obviously, Haaland probably knew deep down. He probably did know. But this is absolutely massive news. It's fucking huge, man. It sends shockwaves around the Premier League. It sends shockwaves around football in general. I mean, Pep Guardiola is... he is the pinnacle of footballing management. Even Jack Gordon's going for it now, by the way. Jack Gordon's going on about it as well. Yeah, that's great. So Jack Gordon... there was the rumours of 2025, you know, but no, sorry, 2026, but it's just 2025. It's lovely, lovely stuff. We've got the best manager in the world, and he's staying for 9 years. 8-9 years. I did see the game, by the way. Mad stuff. Signed the thing indeed, says Alster. Sign it, mate. Sign him. But I mean, I look at this now. If I was a player and wanted to come somewhere, you'd be thinking, surely this is the place to go now, knowing Guardiola's going to be there, because you want to play with the very best. Kean just pointed out as well that people like Parr and McAtee will have a bit of a good time developing now. Look, it is good for any young players. It's good for any players, full stop. It's good for the structure and the I guess the stability of the club right right now. Like, I would expect City now that he's signed this deal, to push on and be really aggressive in the summer and give him those final missing pieces to his squad. Maybe a senior left back, maybe a winger, maybe a new midfielder. These missing little things that maybe that you can see are slight weaknesses to the squad. Look, I do think this is incredible news, man. Like, I didn't think we'd ever be here, you know. Could you imagine 10, 15 years ago as a City fan, sitting and watching Guardiola as a manager with the likes of Haaland up front and KDB and so on? Look, we've come so far. We are incredibly well run. And ultimately, the reason Guardiola is staying at Manchester City is not because they have loads of money. Loads of teams around the world would give Guardiola what they want financially. They would do. This is what they have to accept. He's staying at Manchester City because Man City are incredibly well run. They have the structure in place. They have the focus. They have the organisation. It's not because they've got a lot of money. United could pay him, PSG, Liverpool could pay his contract if they wanted to. You know, loads of teams in Italy could, Juventus, AC Milan. You know, we know they can in Spain. Over in Germany, it's not about that. It's about this is the best environment for him to be a coach. And that is what is often ignored at Manchester City. Yes, we have the money, but we're also impeccably well run. And this is it, man. This is it. This is what we need to pay attention to. And people are slowly realising. Yeah, don't we all, Kerwin, saying pray the Glazers stay in put for 30 years. That'd be great. Huge dub indeed, Jimmy. Massive, the biggest of dubs. The masses of dubs. Like, I mean, that to me, I was a bit nervous. I'm going to be honest with you. There was a small part of me that was a bit nervous that Guardiola might have left at the end of this window, end of the season, because I just thought he might have fancied a change. And with his family not living in Manchester anymore, I had a feeling he might just think, do you know what? I'll go back home, be there with my family. But apparently not. That's how much this club means to him. Like, Guardiola, he's going to do a decade, by the way. I do think he'll do that extra year. When it comes around to the end of the contract, I do think he'll extend and stay on for another year. And I do think he'll do a decade as well. I just think he'll get there because why not, man? Why not? It's so close. It's so close that I feel he'll be able to touch it. And he'll want a statue and he'll want to be a legend and all that kind of stuff. Which he already basically is. He's already the club's greatest ever manager by some way, in my personal opinion. But I think he'll want to do that decade because there's something about doing a decade somewhere is great. But now you think, so what's Guardiola's plan from now on? And Keane in the comments just put, yeah, he's just kind of hinted at it. Keane said, I'm just excited because this means he'll have another squad refresh full of young players. Well, that is the point now. The most exciting thing for me now is that it hints towards the next generation is Manchester City side. You think about what we've got already: Alvarez, Haaland, Cole Palmer, Rico Lewis, people like that. These young players who are here for the future. But he's going to be around to embed them. It's all very well good getting out Alvarez and Rico Lewis and whatever, but you want to see the best manager in the world get a chance to take them to their mid-20s because that is obviously such a crucial developmental period for them. And Guardiola is going to be around to do that now. So that is massive for the club, it's massive for the future, and it's massive for the team over the next 5-10 years. So he's going to build another team, man. He's going to build another team. He's going to probably sign a few young players. The likes of Bellingham has been muted, and maybe a winger or two. And these players will get hands-on experience with the best manager in the world, and that absolutely will make a difference. Imagine how desirable City are now. They already were, but now that Guardiola is going to stay, it's gonna be massive, and I can't fucking wait for it, man. I can't wait for it, and I do think we're gonna win the Champions League, by the way, before he goes. I hand and heart believe that. I think we're getting closer and closer and closer, and it's absolutely just a matter of time. Pep is building a dynasty at City. Bellingham incoming. Well, that's the thing, Muddy Duck. He does want to build a dynasty, doesn't he? I said dynasty and dynasty there, whichever one you want. He does want to build a legacy. And look, when you sit back and you look at your trophies and all that kind of stuff, you look at the things that matter, and that stuff does matter to managers, man. It does. That reputation that you left behind. Guys, please do hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes. It would be massively appreciated. But to me, yeah, massive news, huge news. The Premier League is terrified. But I think Gundogan will stay now. I genuinely think Gundogan will stay now, which is very good news because he was talking a little about his future not being certain yet, hinting that he's waiting to see what Guardiola is going to do, but he'll probably extend for another year or two, which is great timing, really good timing. I think Bernardo is still likely to go, but the chances of Bernardo staying, they become a lot easier when you've got the best manager in the world there, They do become a lot easier. It's massive lamb sauce. I agree with lamb sauce. I'm just talking about lamb sauce there. It says it's huge. It is huge. But the thing is for me, Bernardo, look, he probably will accept staying if he can't get the move that he wants because of Guardiola. And you've got now, obviously, all these young players. I want to see Rico Lewis learn under Guardiola and really take under that, all the lessons that he's taken from this. And what can we achieve now? he's already won so many league titles. I would expect another one, another two maybe. I would expect as well. I would expect him to win a Champions League. I do think we've been getting closer and closer and closer. We can't really ignore the development, getting to a final, being minutes away from another final. Look, we're going to get to another final at very least during Guardiola's reign. I'm certain. And if we get there, I think we'll win it? I do. I believe that. I think Haaland and Alvarez, they make a difference because we have those clinical players in front of goal. And I think we've learned it. And I think we've learned what we need to do. Oh, Jax, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, big love from South Africa. Let me get it up on screen, mate. Thank you so much for the support. Where are you? Here we go. What a superstar. Big love for South Africa. Big love from Manchester, mate. Outside of Bury, actually. Thank you so much. Wonderful time, eh? Wonderful time. Jax, you're a superstar. Let's go indeed. Look, come on, Pep, man. Fucking win us that Champions League. He will win us that Champions League. I am certain. But all I know is I want a manager who's going to win us an absolute ton of trophies. And there's no manager in world football, and this is genuinely true, there is no manager in world football that guarantees trophies on the level that Guardiola does. Guardiola is a guarantee of winning trophies. He just is. He just is, because the man is a born winner. So that, to me, is the key takeaway here. Players will sign for Manchester City because they know Guardiola's going to be there, and they know that the man brings the good stuff, the silverware, the stuff that the players care about. He's going to bring that, and that is very, very exciting news. I'm going to quickly browse, why are you certain about Champions League? Because we've been getting better, I'm certain, because this idea that Guardiola doesn't know how to win the Champions League is it's not true. He's won it before. We've definitely made a bit of a mealy mouth of it, but I do think we are getting better there. I do think we are getting closer. Look, years ago, City couldn't get out of the group stages. Under Mancini, we never got out of the group stages. That's an actual fact. And eventually, City's progress has been like that in the Champions League, getting further and further. And Guardiola's took us to our first ever final, minutes away from another. He'll get us to another final, and I think we'll win it. I just think we will. It's inevitable. City can't be this good and not eventually win it. They just will. They just will eventually win it. Not because, that's not arrogance. It's just a likely outcome when you've got the best manager, the best players, and the money that City have got. Mikhail Juffal said, most managers seem to have a burnout time, where they're not getting the best out of their teams anymore. Mourinho, Klopp, Pochettino, that doesn't seem to be even a hint with Pep. Well, that's the thing. Guardiola said, Guardiola's always said that he'll move on when he'll move on when the players stop responding to him. And it's really obvious to me that now this second, the players are reacting to Guardiola still. They are responding to him. They are still buying into, his ideas. And I think it comes down to the club being well run. He is giving the players that he wants, and it's so well organised that they buy the right kind of players that are going to fit his system, not just tactically, but also mentally. He understands what kind of person he needs to fit his kind of motifs and his ideas and so on. And I think that is what makes Guardiola so comfortable at Manchester City right now. To me, that is it's massive. How did we lose to Brentford? The players are still responding to Pep. Look, Abina, that's such a dumb question with all due respect, mate. City we lost games in our best ever seasons, and we always will do. They had a bad performance, man, before the World Cup. Look, they are responding to him. Of course they are. Look at the Fulham game the week before where they worked incredibly hard with 10 men. We can't act like just because players lose one game, they're not responding to him. That was the most cathartic victory we had in ages against Fulham. But the World Cup clearly happened against Brentford. And okay, we lost against Newcastle when we won in the 18-19 campaign. We lost a game every season that we won the league. It's human nature. We always have those games. It took Alex Ferguson this long as well. It took him many years to win a Champions League with Man United, despite them being brilliant, because it's a hard competition to win. And once you win your first, it becomes easier to win a second. I don't really care. About the Champions League that much, because I do think we're going to win it. All I know is that Guardiola is the best manager in the world, and there's no one else. Everyone else is a step down, man. Everyone else is a step down after Guardiola, and that's just a matter of fact. It is a matter of fact for me. He is the one that you want. He's the one that you want around. But it's brilliant. It's brilliant. 2-year extension. Guardiola is our man. So happy, more than you believe. Remember doing this same live on Twitch 2 years ago now. God, yeah. Things have moved on. Look at this tired man here. This is a guy. I've not slept at all, by the way. I mean, look at me. I'm knackered. Ruben's been up all night crying. Oh, he's having a bit colicky or something like that, or a growth spurt or whatever. But we're both fucking knackered, me and Nicola. I've not had a shower. Look at me, I'm a mess. I've had a bowl of cereal, and that's it today. And I'm hungry, I'm tired, but this has put a smile on my face because Ruben's going to see Guardiola, I reckon, manage a game, you know. I think will I get him to the Etihad before Guardiola goes? I probably reckon I'll get him there by, when he's 1 or 2 years old. So Ruben will get to see Guardiola manage Man City. So that to me is big news, you know. My little man will see him. It'll be wonderful stuff. Come on, City, up the fucking Blues. The best team in the land and all the world. They've got the best manager in all the land and all the world. And I do think we're going to see something really special from this next generation of Manchester City players that will move on and develop. And I think that's what makes it so exciting, that he's chosen us because we are the best. I know we haven't won the Champions League yet, but in terms of structure, there's no team in the world as well run as Manchester City Football Club. It's wonderful news. Guys, thanks very much for watching this. Go and download OneFootball for all your updates across the World Cup, all the goals in your pocket. Click the link in the description right now. You will not regret it. And I will be doing more videos later on after a couple more World Cup games. Back to the actual chat, by the way. Jack's for another super chat says, Stephen, I believe we only need signings in right back and left back. Is there any other positions that need help in your opinion? Actually, yeah, if you have any more questions, keep them coming in and I'll get onto the questions actually before I shoot off. Get your questions in. Super chats, obviously, of course, massively appreciated. Thank you so much to Jax. It helps, you know. Yeah, I think we need a winger, mate. I think we need a pacey winger. A fullback, yeah. Look, I would take just a quality left back and I'd be happy after that. A quality left back. I don't think Gomez is the quality left back that we need right now. You know, he's very good, but he's not the world-class left back. Get Guardiola, a world-class left back, and a winger, and I think we're good after that. Someone asked me earlier about Gundogan. Do we sign Bellingham if Gundogan stays? I think we do anyway because I think they're getting older, and I think if Bellingham was on the market, you take him. You take him because he's the future of English football, and he's that fucking good. I would take him in a heartbeat. I think, to me. Yeah, give him a fullback. It's that simple for me. Give him a fullback. Imagine Guardiola with an overlapping fullback. It'd be absolutely wonderful. Like on the left and right. It's a shame that we didn't get Cucurella, you know, because I know he's been like dog shit for Chelsea, but I still think he would have been great under Guardiola because Guardiola's a better coach, City are a better team, and they would have utilised him perfectly. It would have utilised him and he would have adapted to the system a little bit better, and I think he would have just been happier and we would have suited Manchester City. So it's a shame. Maybe they'll get bored of him and sell him, you know, for half price somewhere at City. I don't know, but that would have been perfect for me. This is great. Yeah, it's wonderful stuff. Daniel says Bellingham leaves and Bernardo leaves and get Bellingham plus a winger. Yeah, I think this is the most likely scenario, that if Bernardo does finally get his way and moves on, I think Bellingham is his replacement. I actually agree with Kyle that he'll be incredibly expensive as well. He will be. He'll be incredibly expensive. I don't think he'll be top 3 most expensive players. Will he? You know, you've got Neymar. You've got Neymar, Mbappe, and Coutinho. They're the most expensive players of all time, aren't they? I don't think he'll go over 100 million. I think he'll be about 100 million personally, which is still insane, but I don't think he's going to touch the top 3 personally. DJN1 said, I don't get Pep. He could have demanded a left back. How many years with no proper left back? I think the thing is, DJN1, I think they have. But I think the market's been so shite for left backs that they've just not taken any risks. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think they've tried to, but they've been a bit hesitant. The City did at one point have a really close look at Tagliafico, the Argentinian fullback. But he decided he wasn't that good. He was all right, you know. He decided that he was just okay and not worth the hassle. Tall Jax with another super chat. Thank you so much. Tall Jude would be fantastic. Tall Jude, is that what you call him, mate? But yeah, Bellingham would be amazing, by the way. I some people reckon 120 million plus. Naz reckons 120 million. Daniel reckons 150 if they win the World Cup. Yeah, maybe. Either way, I do think Bellingham is the real deal. I think he is. I think he's absolutely fantastic. I would be buzzing. I'd be buzzing if they sign Bellingham. I think the quality that he's got and the quality that you'd have under Guardiola when you teach him all the basics of football, of his style of football, and you get his first touch a little bit better, he'd become a complete midfielder at sea. Absolutely. It'd be perfect. Yeah, I just think in general with left backs, it's just because there's not that many great ones around. There are some, but they're kind of at the big teams already, or they're insanely expensive. It's a bit of a black hole in football at the moment, and maybe we could take some risks, but we have done that with Gomez. And look, to be honest, you should have probably just tried to keep Zinchenko, But that's my opinion. I think Zinchenko was in the end, a quality left back, but we didn't agree anymore, I guess. Kian saying Esbrand should be given a chance. He's better than Gomez. I do think Gomez is a future City, just not as left back. I think Esbrand is a more natural left back right now. I think Gomez is a better footballer in terms of technically he understands Man City's system a little bit more. But I do think Esbrand's a more natural fullback. I agree. The thing with Esbrand is that Guardiola, I've watched him play, he gets frustrated by him not really listening to instructions and bombing forward. So I think Esbrand is a little bit raw, and Guardiola, he reminds me more stylistically of what Mendy was when he came. So Guardiola isn't against attacking fullback because he signed one in the first place, But I think Gomez will end up a midfielder. I think he will do. I think he'll end up as a midfielder too because I think he's more natural there, and that's where he was. But look, I would love it if Esbrand got some chances because I think he's got such a great instinctive attacking ability. He drives past people as well, and Guardiola can obviously try and improve him technically. I think that really, really will help. But Guardiola's going to be here now, so maybe we could see that. We've got to improve all these areas, man. We've got to improve it. Oh, I'm so happy about this news, though. I'm so happy about this news. A few more journalists are going for it now as well. Look, big Fabrizio Romano. He's jumped on the bandwagon now as well. City closing a Guardiola's new contract. New deal will be until 2025. Already offered months ago. I guess, not a toe. Now set to be completed as called by The Athletic. Yep, indeed. There's loads and loads and loads of people going for it now. Jack Gordon went for it as well from the Daily Mail. Jack, of course, is very well connected. I think he does it. He does the 10 years, by the way. He absolutely does the 10 years. I don't see how he'd do 9 and not do the 10th. It's too tempting, man. It's too tempting. Like, you can't get that close to a legacy like that and just not do it. It's obvious to me. It's obvious. I'm looking for any more journalists right now, but they're all just mirroring what Ornstein and Sam Lee and Paul Balouse have said, which is very good news. It's very good news. City, man, fucking hell. This fucking club, I never thought we'd be this good in this, in my lifetime. I didn't think we'd see it, but here we are. So where's that gone? Any pacey winger in mind? What's the Napoli dude? I can never pronounce it. Varaccilia. I can't pronounce it. Him or Mudryk or Rafael Leao. I don't know. What does everyone else reckon? I can't pronounce it. How do you pronounce Kvaratskhelia? I'm gonna listen to how to pronounce it now. Pronunciation. I'm gonna listen to it now because I want to know.
It sounds like Vicha.
Kvaratskhelia. There we go. Kavicha Kvaratskhelia. Oh, fuck, I've lost it already. Kavicha Kvaratskhelia. Caradonna. There we go. Kvaratskhelia. I'm just going to call him King Cladzy, alright? King Cladzy. Kavicha Kvaratskhelia. I don't know. Him. Caradonna. Get Caradonna in from Napoli. I want him mainly because also he's a bit of a City fan. That's genuinely true. Apparently his hero growing up was King Cladzy. King Cladzy, Manchester City cult hero and legend. So get him in for that reason alone. So that would work for me. Mudryk as well looks really good, to be honest. Nasig, I hope you sign Mudryk because we can't be asked to learn his name. Yeah. The only thing about Caradonna is that, of course, he's at Napoli, and negotiating with Napoli is a fucking absolute dumpster fire. It's so hard to negotiate with them because they're just a mess. They're an absolute mess. So, like, I can't see that. Maybe they'll go for it, or maybe not. It could be that we go for Mudryk, who was obviously brilliant. What's up to our Brazilian kid, Kinky? Keiki. Oh, Keiki's not very good. I did personally say he wasn't very good, and I got a lot of criticism for that. Oh, look at this, man. Look at this. Look at this bit of breaking news here. I fucking love it. This is from Jack Gordon. Look at this. City are expected to back Pep Guardiola in the transfer market next summer with finance available to purchase a central midfielder. Jude Bellingham amongst those they are monitoring. There we go, man. There we go. They're going to buy a midfielder. You love to see it, don't you? Go to Jack's profile. What's he saying here? He hasn't said anything on Twitter, but it'll be elsewhere. But there we go. We are going to sign a big player, I reckon. Carlos Borges, yeah. I mean, I'd be happy for him. I'd be very happy for Carlos Borges. Jack's son of question said, how long do you think KDB will be world class? For another year or two, mate. Then I think he'll slow down, but he'll still be excellent. You know, like you forget he goes like that to get to world class, and when you're at the top, it does start to dip, but he's still better than most players. So I think a couple of years, maybe this season, next season, and maybe he'll start to slow down in Guardiola's final year of the contract actually a little bit. So maybe he'll slow down a little bit then, but I'm not too worried about it, mate, because you know, I'm sure by that point, hopefully. I think Foden will be, to me, Foden is the replacement for De Bruyne, by the way. Foden, I know he's a very different player, but I do think Foden, once he's finally given the keys to midfield, will be the guy. Oh, thank you so much as well for signing up as a member, Jax. Absolutely appreciated, mate. Hugely appreciated. You're a superstar. Thank you so much. Appreciated. To me, yeah, Foden is the long-term replacement for De Bruyne. People are pointing out that Modric was world-class at 35. Look, yeah, I mean, he could still be. I feel like De Bruyne's game is a little bit more direct, if you know what I mean. Like, he's not quite Modric. He's a little bit more physical and aggressive, but still he could be fine. But I do wonder if his game will adapt quite as well to being a deep line midfielder. I could be wrong, but it's never really felt like De Bruyne's strength, has it? But still, he looks in great condition at the moment. I mean, look at him against Fulham when he was running around absolutely everywhere. He was just immense, man. He was so physical, so aggressive. So maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe he's got a few years back. Pep bringing Messi back of him, imagine. He can adapt his game if he needs to, the way Gerrard did. I actually thought, Kean, though, in terms of being world class, I thought Gerrard was pretty shit when he changed his game. I don't think he was he was all right. No, he wasn't shit. He was just good. He was okay, but he wasn't world class anymore. And I think that's what would happen personally. I think De Bruyne is what makes De Bruyne world class is what he is now. You know, I think there's an element of that. I think he'd end up just being very good as opposed to world class if his game started to adapt a little bit. Because look, maybe if he keeps his crossing, it won't matter. You know, he's passing and he's crossing. Yeah, he was a great leader, yeah, but, you know, I don't think he was a world-class footballer anymore, you know, personally. Oh, yeah, Saudi Arabia were brilliant. Like, what an upset that was earlier. But, guys, I'm going to go and help Nicola with the baby now anyway. Thank you for chatting to me. I will be live later. What we got coming up in terms of the games today, we've got Denmark just about to play now versus Tunisia. Who else have we got later? We've got Mexico, Poland, and France, Australia. So I'll be doing a video about these later on. For now, though, catch you all in a bit, and I'll see you very, very soon for another video. Come on, Pep. What a fucking superstar. Bye-bye.